Right. So here's one of the myths of the Madoff fraud, I think. What a lot of people don't know is there were many middle class and not wealthy investors in Madoff. Many of them had no idea even that he was the portfolio manager. They were one step removed, or they came in through a bank or a feeder fund, or, for instance, like in the case of, the West Palm Beach Police Department. Their pension fund had put some money into a feeder that ultimately went into Madoff. So they were several steps removed. And, I think what's important to realize is also is that hedge funds are here to stay. They are going to be with us. They're going to be in our pension funds. They're going to be probably one day in our retirement accounts, or there'll be an option in our retirement accounts. They may very well be regulated soon, potentially by the SEC. So it's going to be even more important to be vigilant and to ask the right questions about your investment.
Right.
There are other myths, too, I think, about the Madoff case. Most of the dollars invested, for instance, or much of it came from charities.
Right.
It was not just a Jewish problem. Most of the money came from endowments, foundations, and there were small investors, many of whom had, say, started with $100,000. So I think it was a warning sign for the rest of us, which exposed a lot of the issues.
That's really interesting. It was the canary in the coal mine.
Mm-hmm.
As we're uncovering so much fraud now and so much potential for fraud. And it's really both bigoted and wrong to dismiss it and say, well, it was just a Jewish problem, a bunch of rich Jews in New York City and Florida and Los Angeles. It's an awful lot of people who are not Jewish and who are not rich. Mm-hmm. And all of their money is at risk now because SIPC, we're finding out SIPC doesn't have the money to cover it, doesn't want to cover it, has spent decades fighting having to cover it, and the hedge funds are thus far unregulated. And Lord, all I can say is FDIC. If this were the FDIC, the country would be going under.
This excerpt is brought to you by the Massachusetts School of Law, the leader of reform in legal education and a leader in multimedia education for the public. To view the full interview and for a full listing of MSL's programs, log on to mslaw.edu.